Hello guys, and welcome to episode 3 of my podcast, Hero Anime. Today we're going to be talking My Hero Academia. So to start off this podcast, I'm going to be going through different bullet points. I'm going to start off with a recap of Season 1 and 2, what we've seen and know so far, and then we're going to go over the Season 3 trailer. And after going the Season 3 trailer, we're going to be going over what expectations and theories on what could happen during Season 3. So let's start off by talking about what we know about Season 2. So Season 2 went over, I believe, 4 arcs. And there was the first season only had 13 episodes, I believe. And the second season had the double amount, 26 or 25, I believe. And they went through several different arcs. We started with Season 1 with, obviously, Izuku Midoriya, or Deku. And we got introduced to the character who will turn out to be the best hero of all time, of the entire world. And we get to meet All Might, which is the greatest hero at the moment. And really, what happens is that this power called the One for All gets passed down to Midoriya, who turns out to use this power for the greater good. And he ends up wanting to go to this hero school so he can become a hero officially. And he goes to this school, and he ends up going through meeting new friends, new people like Ochaku, and different, and what's his name, Ida, the class rep. And he has these two are his best friends. Also, he has a childhood friend that he really has a complicated and really conflicted relationship with, which is Kachan, or Bakugo. And I believe those two are the main characters. And that's what really focuses on Season 1, just his development as a hero and his power with his quirk. That's what the powers are called in this world, quirks. And it turns out that as a first year, he already has to face off villains, a group of superhero villains called the League of Villains, with this guy with the face with a hand as a mask, and really he has to face him off. And really they end up beating them in that battle. However, the issue is that Midoriya can't really control his quirk yet, so he gets really torn up by his own power. That's the issue he has during all Season 1, though he gets a glimpse of controlling his power towards the ending of Season 1. But that's mainly what Season 1 focuses on, and Midoriya's development with his friends, as well as controlling his power just a tiny bit. And then moving on to Season 2, it goes into 2 different arcs. The first going with the sports festival, which is basically a tournament for scouting heroes and to really show what you're made of. And this focuses more on 2 characters, and that's really Midoriya and Shota Todoroki, which is another great character who's really strong and powerful. They show in Season 1, but they never really focus on him until now. And they really show his dark, deep backstory about his father being the second best hero, Endeavor, and really having this conflicted relationship with his own father. And the thing is, Todoroki has 2 different powers, one being ice and one being fire, but he refuses to use his fire power because it's his father's, and his father really tormented him throughout his childhood. And they really focus on Todoroki during this first half of the season, which is great because I love that character. And what ends up happening is during the tournament, Midoriya makes it really far in, and so does Todoroki, but Midoriya loses against Todoroki just because Midoriya doesn't have control over his power yet, so he was really injuring himself a lot during this match. And afterwards, it turns out it goes down to Bakugo versus Todoroki, but Todoroki throws a match because he kind of feels bad that he used the fire power, and he's really conflicted with himself at the moment. And that's how really the festival ends. And then it moves on to more of their, I guess, called internships, where they send out the heroes to go in an internship for, like, I believe a week with a professional hero to experience what it's like to be a hero or a sidekick, and to get some personal training. And a lot of people go different routes, unexpected routes, like Ochaku. She goes to train to more physical training where like it's more combat related. Midoriya actually gets an offer to where he gets to be trained by All Might's old mentor. And Todoroki actually goes with his father because he wants to observe his father, because his father is the second best, and Todoroki believes observing why he wants to know why he's the second best and what he can do to improve to be a hero, even though he despises his own father. And it turns out this really is focusing on Midoriya controlling his power. He finally learns how to control his power in a manner. He doesn't really use full power, but he has a way of controlling his power without hurting himself, which is great, because the issue was that he was using all his power in one spot of his body, which was his arm or his fingers or his leg, and he found out that everyone used their power as an extension of themselves, and eventually what happened was that he had to spread out his power all over his body to control it, and that's what he did, and that's what he was able to control his power in a certain amount, the 5% or whatever it is, nothing compared to All Might, of course, and that he learns how to control it, and he ends up having to face someone who appears in the sports festival, who is the villain, called the Hero Killer, and this Hero Killer kills Ida's brother, which is one of Midoriya's best friends, and there goes on this battle where they end up beating him, and it really focuses. That's really where it really ends. It just shows the afterwards. These episodes, it's just really the aftermath of that, and how far they've gone. I believe there's the finals exams after this, and then that's it. That's the farthest this season 2 goes. Now let's focus and examine the season 3 trailer. So the season 3 trailer, when you look at the video, it starts off showing the classroom, all the classmates. When you see Todoroki, and you see Bakugo, you see the electricity guy, the tape guy, and the rock guy. I still don't know their names. And then you see Ochaku right here. And then you see, obviously, Momo. I forgot this little grape guy's name. And you see Ida. You see the earplug girl. And you see the super strong guy. You see, basically, you're seeing all the classmates and all the characters. And you see, right there, you see Midoriya. And you see Sue. And you see Tsukuyomi. And you see all the characters. Then it moves on to a scene where it looks like either from the tournament of sports festival, or because they're wearing their gym clothes. So it could be possible that maybe they're practicing, or this is like a flashback to the sports festival. Then it moves on to the villains, to the little hideout, and then it jumps into where we see Bakugo using his powers, but really he's using a school uniform. So it looks like this is actually something in season 3. We see a little bit more shots too of different things. I think we see Midoriya. We see Ida using his reciprocal on, I believe, villains, and it looks like they're like in a forest or something. Then it goes to a shot with All Might, and he's kind of like nervous. And then you see Endeavor and Todoroki, and then you see Midoriya. But that's kind of, I think that shot's from like the season 2. So they're just showing, and then it goes into a shot of season 3 where he's powering up, where he's expanding his power, the one for all over his body, which I believe this is a shot from season 3, because they're wearing just like Bakugo's shot, they're all wearing the same uniform. And this is supposed to, I'll talk about more what this arc is going to be about after exploring this trailer. And this shows more action in the woods with them all wearing the same uniform. So obviously this is about season 3. Then you see the metal guy from class, I believe it's 1B, and then the other guy with 1B, and then you see the Mr. Aizawa. Then you see this girl with the cat ears, and I believe she's going to be one character that's going to be introduced in season 3. She's actually a hero, which I'll talk about more in a minute. And then it goes into this girl with like a little Sailor Moon's outfit, and I believe this girl's the villain. She gets introduced at the end of season 2. And then there's this guy who has like basically a bunch of scars all over his mouth and neck. He's also going to be a villain, I believe, for season 3. And then it goes, of course, into the villain for season 1 and 2, the guy with the hand in his face. And then it goes again into Todoroki. I believe those are shots from season 2, I believe. And then it goes into Midoriya again using his One for All, and then it goes into the logo, And this is really a teaser. So that was the trailer. Now to talk about more about the story itself. So the story is actually going to go over the story arc. It's called the school trip arc, and it's UA's first term has ended and summer break has begun. In order to hone their skills, Class 1A goes on a school trip to a training camp under the supervision of the hero team, the Pussycats. So it's kind of weird that they're introducing a team like that, but the girl that was in the trailer, she's part of the Pussycats, and that's why she had the cat ears. And this really is a hero team, and this is kind of like a silly hero team. I don't think it's a really like super legendary team or anything like that. But I mean, if they're going to train under them, well, it's supervision under them, so they're just gonna go to a training camp. And then it says their peace doesn't last long, however, as they're soon surprised by a sudden attack from an elite squad of villains. So obviously, this elite squad of villains are the characters shown in the trailer and at the end of season 2, who are sent by the guy with the hand in the face. And basically, I feel like this arc is going to be half the season. Hopefully, they do 25 episodes this season. They haven't confirmed it yet. But if they do 13 episodes, it's just going to be the school trip arc. And essentially, if that's all it's going to be, then it's only going to be for 13 episodes. And it's going to just be their field trip at the camp and them fighting their elite squad. But that's essentially what it is. Now, I've read a little bit of the manga. So spoiler alert right here now. Because the second half of this season 3 could possibly be the Hideout Raid arc, which is actually the aftermath of the school trip arc. So spoilers alert, spoilers right now. I'm about to talk about what that Hideout Raid arc is, which gives a little bit of spoilers on what happens during that school trip arc. So it says here that the League of Villains attack on UA's summer training camp has left deep scars. Bakugo has been kidnapped and fate on the institution has been greatly shaken. In face of the incident that could spell the end of the Hero Society, pro heroes in the police force mobilize themselves for a raid on the villain's hideout in order to rescue the kidnapped student. So essentially what happens in the school trip arc is that Bakugo gets captured. And this is a real issue where actually the police and the heroes team up to go and rescue him. And that's essentially, so it doesn't go very well for them in this battle. It might have been an intense battle, but for Bakugo, someone strong as him, to be captured is a big deal. But I wonder why they kidnapped him. It's quite interesting why they would kidnap him instead of killing him, because I remember seeing season 1 when they were fighting the villains, they really had an intent to kill them. They didn't really try to get anybody, unless they're trying to recruit him. It could be a possibility that Bakugo turns evil in this season. Even though he's a really hothead, he's always seemed like a caring person, but like he's always had his rage, and he's always had this intense characteristics and attitude that maybe appealed to the villains when they saw the sports festival. Because they did watch the sports festival and they saw how crazy and angry he got after he didn't get first place, how they had to chain him up because they couldn't control him. So maybe they were after Bakugo, that was their main goal after all when they went to go fight them at the training camp. So maybe it's possible that we'll finally see Bakugo go into the evil side for his own reasons, to just overpass, since he has this hate and really deep hate towards Midoriya, because he really tries to, he's so unselfish. And Bakugo really hates that. So maybe Bakugo just wants to get stronger. Maybe he'll take this little kind of like a Sasuke route where he goes with the villains just to get stronger. So maybe that's a possibility why they kidnap him. They are trying to rescue him, but it could be that maybe while the villains have him, they're going to sway him into their side. And it's always kind of been hinted at, or people believe that would happen at the very beginning, because they always thought, oh, this guy's going to get some kind of redemption, but he really never did. I mean, he was always he had a soft spot deep inside. Because he hold it back when he came to Ochaku Uraraka when he fought her, and he always has a soft spot. But I have a feeling it could be a possibility. I'm not saying anything, just take it with a grain of salt. It could be possible that Bakugo turns out to go into the evil side. But that's essentially what I think is going to happen. And that's essentially what I have to say about my predictions for Season 3. I went over the trailer, and I went over Season 1 and 2. So thanks for hearing this podcast, guys. Comment down below to give your thoughts and opinions on what you believe is going to happen in Season 3. Drop a like so you can expose our channel even more, and subscribe to our channel so you can keep receiving awesome content like this. Go to our Twitter, WatchAnime0, where you can learn more about us, and you'll be able to see all our updates and tweets on how this channel is going and what I'm going to post it from day to day, or if I won't be able to post a day, because these reactions take a while. So I try to do these podcasts and live streams in between them, because the editing of the reactions takes so long. So I'm sorry about that, guys, but yeah. Anyways, thank you for hearing this podcast, and I'll see you guys next time on episode 4. Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Watch Anime channel. Go and subscribe to their channel and enjoy awesome anime content, as well as exclusive content at their Patreon account.